My name is Darcy, and I'm a grade 9 student at Oak Bay High School. My interpretation of poetry is putting what you are feeling inside into words. Sometimes this process will be challenging, however, being able to explain how you feel inside is one of the most powerful tools one can possess. Throughout this project, I will be delivering many different styles of poetry. I will be mixing my own individual style with the First Nations dynamic. My goal is to create a story within my poems, filled with fluidity and a storyline. I hope you enjoy my compilation of poetry. Teepee, enclosure of abiding protection, where we can rejoice and bathe in our culture, a vicinity in which discrimination won't seep through the cracks. Trees have tried to push down the walls, but our determination has built us back up. We can try to paint the ceilings with our thoughts. Our blood may be rubbed into stone, but our apparent happiness covers up the truth, like an untruthful deception. Our teepee conveys our love for one another. Our bodies are embraced by a place we can always call home. This poem is a symbol poem. In various lines, I've used the concept of personification. I use this tool because nature has a huge impact in the First Nations culture. The message I was trying to portray was that a teepee is a nostalgic symbol for some people, and it reminds many of home. My poem is entitled Daffodil. The purpose of this poem was to represent the theme of acceptance. When one thinks about the First Nations culture, we think of it as a community who accepts one another. Their tradition and belief system is inspiring, and the amount of torment and discrimination they have put up with is astounding. Throughout my poem, I have used poetic devices such as rhyme scheme, personification, and metaphors to add to the overall message of the poem. Thank you. A daffodil among a bed of roses. Thistles exhuming the truth, absorbing vibrant sunshine, until all that is left is a pool of blood. The bloodshot picture remains a vivid image, and the longing for appraisal never disappears. The difference defines us and turns us into one. Acceptance is a struggle. The process has begun. The title of my first haiku poem is called Brave. Brave uses the tool of alliteration and imagery to create a vivid picture in one's mind while reading the poem. My second haiku poem uses descriptive words to create a better understanding of the poem. It also uses onomatopoeia. Brave. Last lips kiss goodnight. Perpetual pain comes soon. All love is pause. Heartbeat. The most soothing sound is the thump of a heartbeat of a long-lost child. I was inspired to write these two poems by the 7 grandfather teachings. I based my first poem off the teaching of bravery, and the second poem off the teaching of the truth. I hope you enjoyed. In this concrete poem, I used a storyline. My goal was to have the readers to make a connection to the story. I used descriptive language, and I also used constant personification throughout the poem, in which the mountain was given human-like qualities. I hope you enjoyed. Perspective. The wise mountain is rounded from old age. Sharp pellets of rain has molded his surfaces into a smooth exterior. Eagle perches her claws among a peak in the mountain. Nostalgia rushes through a body. However, for the wise mountain, the endless view ensures a sense of familiarity. For that view is what has gained him his intuition. For my last poem, I chose to do an acrostic poem. In each line, the first letter will gradually create the title of the poem. In this instance, it spells the word torture. I used descriptive language, and I ended my poem with a rhyme. Torture. Trying to fight through the pain. Our culture disappearing by the second. Remnants of my past nowhere to be seen. Trying to picture my loved ones. All I see are blurry faces. Unraveling what I've known to care for. Residential school must be my fate. Eternal agony awaits. Thank you for coming along with me for my poetry journey. I tried my best to add a First Nations influence to my overall presentation. I would like to thank Ms. Watson, Mr. McKenzie, and Starla Anderson for helping me create this poetry compilation. I hope you enjoyed.